Good morning, guys. John here, Mr. Forexfire. So today I've decided to go on what I like to call a little bit of a refinement this week on what we're doing on the system, using similar things to ICT concepts. I'm just going to share the screen and I'm just going to explain what I've got set up. Okay, so again, we're going to reset for this week. Get to 100k. Took a couple of losses last week, but we're going to refine stuff. What we've got here is the midnight of the start of this week in New York time. And if we go up to the hour, you can see I've got a couple of areas marked up. Okay, I've got the high from the previous midnight, which was Friday, to here. Got the high and the low. We had a liquidity grab on here, so we're going to base this solely on the previous high and low point, okay, for this week alone, and then we're going to do it via the sessions of, say, like Asians and things like that going into next week. But if I go down to the 1 minute, okay, you'll see when we had that liquidity grab, okay, we got the number 2, which is the displacement, which went above this high here. So this lower high, we ended up getting broken, leaving behind a fair value gap. And I'm sort of buffering a bit more of a containment on the SL. So I've gone for a 15 pip stop for a 30 pip move. Again, I haven't ended the trade this week. I'm just seeing how these will play out, rather than just go straight into it. Again, on the basis of what we've got on an entry side, a 1-to-1 is basically going to be here. Okay, so there's a 1-to-1 there. We'll see if that will get mitigated and tested into, but we will be nicely into some profit at the moment. Okay, from there, we're looking at the NAS. Again, I've got the NAS set up the other week, like say Friday, the high and low, got the alarm set. There's nothing being mitigated through that yet. Same with the Euro US, we have not anything touched through yet. The GBP USD, we are actually into a trade, albeit I haven't sort of set up the trade as such on this here. I just want to see how these react. Again, we are expecting we're not no trades, but we are expecting fewer trades to what I was taking the other week. I just want to sort of get this refined. I want to see what sort of data I get for this week alone, based upon this criteria of yesterday's high and low take. Again, these may take a while to sort of come in and enter, or even trigger the buy side or the sell side. But I'm going to pause the video. This week, the videos are going to be quite a bit shorter, to be fair, rather than doing the midnight and then doing up to 9 a.m. on that day morning, and then doing the high low and then doing the break from there. Because as you can see, if we did use that, the lowest point we've had from that to the 359, okay, the 359 would have been this low here. And again, we've got a break, and then it's come down, it's made a new lower low, based upon, like, on this morning's low point, there's no trade there. So I'm trying to do this from the previous days high and lows areas. So at the moment, we are in some nice little bit of profit. Again, that's the 1% area. So we possibly would have been in a 0.25% of profit at the moment. We'll see how this goes. Just as a little rundown, we've got the GBP, JPY, the NAS, and again, the high-low points. Euro USD, again, high-low points. And we're just waiting for these to be broken to see if we can get into further trades. Okay, I'll pause the video. I'll be back in a short while. Okay, guys, so we're going to have a little look, go a little bit of the higher time frame just to show you. We still haven't broken the previous yesterday's sessions high or low on the NAS. Euro USD. Again, we still haven't done it on that either. The trade that we were in earlier, the GBP USD, has actually given back a 2% gain. It's actually went to do a 5% overall, but again, we're only looking for the 1 to 2s. So again, today, the session, what we're building this upon, excuse me, we've got a 2% win. Do apologize. So there's a 2% win on there at the moment. Again, we are waiting for possibly the Euro USD and a NAS to break structure on the high or low. Okay, I'll pause the video and I will be back a little bit later if we do get that. If not, if it's after 3 o'clock, I'll come back on and I'll close off today's video. But 2% so far today, basing this upon yesterday or the previous day high or low points instead of using like I say the London hunt today's session. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Be back in a while. Okay guys, it's now 3 o'clock. I generally stop my trading after this time. However, there's been an alert come off on the NAS, and as we can see, we just go to a higher time frame. You can see the previous day or the session on Friday, it's broken through the high. So now I'm going to go down to the 1 minute, and we want to see a big displacement. So I am aware there's an indicator called a displacement detector. Now let's just have a look. Got that on. And this is going to detect when there's a lot of displacement. You can see on here where we started from, and then we had a break of this structure. We want to see the detector go the opposite way. So the bearish overlay is going to be, we're going to have red. I'll change that one to green. So again, when it's going to be bearish, we're going to see green, and we want one of them to come in. And this is something we can have a little bit of mess about with, to be fair. But again, we have identified, like I said, the break of the previous daily session high. Okay, the trading plan in. And we've got that first part ticked off. So we've got the like I say, what I call the displacement detector. We want some red ones to come into play. So again, this may help with us with the stopping of getting in too early on these sort of trades. So I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back in a short while, and we'll see if we can grab an entry. I don't know how much longer I'm going to sort of play out this video, but at the moment you are aware today we've actually taken a 2% trade. From there, the trade has actually gone on to do just over 5 and a bit. If this went to the previous daily session high and mitigated up to there, it would be over 6% gain. But again, we just targeted for that 2%, which it has given. Now we're just waiting for the NAS to come down to give us, like I say, using this new technique and new approach with regards to the previous daily high and low, get the breaker structure, liquidity grab, and then we're going to implement the displacement detector. So we're waiting for some arrows down, and then when we get those arrows down, we can then overlay the fair value gap. So then we can see what we're going to be coming into. But first, we need to see some triangles down to show us the displacement has been given back. Okay, be back in a short while. All right, guys, so we're going to end the video there for today because price on here is just, it's getting away from the previous day high. Okay, like I say, if we go back up to that higher time frame, we can see here we were on the high and the low of Friday. Price has just come straight up, and it's just getting away from the current price action, to be fair. We got the liquidity grab. We haven't quite yet seen the displacement coming back down. Again, if I look at this would be the high where we're at. I'd be looking at maybe the lows there taken out. and it's getting late on now. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We have taken a 2% trade on. It was a 2% trade on the 2% was just a roundabout right there. You can see we got the 2% when I set this up this morning or this afternoon. Sorry, the entry came in just before 9 a.m. on the New York time. London. Sorry, just after 9 a.m. London time. So again, we've getting one entry for the start of this week using that new process of using the previous day high and low with 2% up. It's all good. The NAS, I will keep an eye on this just to see if something would have come of it over time. But I'm going to call the video there for today. So the start of the new week, going into week 4, 2% gain using the new process refined entries. And the way we're doing these entries are, we're not going to get as many sort of alerts, if that makes sense, because we need to break a structure from the previous session high and the previous day high and the previous day low. I'll catch us all later.